Why am I searching for Enki and his home in Bahrain? Enki is one of the three supreme deities mentioned in Sumerian texts. Have the Garden of Eden ever existed? And if yes, where was it located? I'm in the beautiful country of Bahrain. It's the island state, not big, less than 750 square kilometers, less than 1,000 square kilometers. But it seems extremely significant when it comes to the past. The civilization of Dilmun or Telmun goes back for 5, if not 6,000 years. First men here 7 or 8,000 years. Now this island is in today's Arab or Persian Gulf, depending on who you talk to. Today, surrounded by maritime borders with Qatar and Saudi Arabia. Kuwait is not far. On the other side of the Gulf is Iran. Then, Mesopotamia. Matter of fact, in the Epic of Gilgamesh, there was a mention of Dilmun civilization. And at that time, the reason why they mentioned it was very significant. The land of immortality. Women love pearls. I am in the National Museum of Bahrain. The pearling industry, because of their brilliance, the pearls from Bahrain were the longest considered the most beautiful in the world. And indeed, the beginning of the 20th century, out of 99,000 people living on this small island, 17,500 were divers looking for pearls. So, 1 in 5 people living here were diving for pearls. And really, most of the places in the world have as the most significant pearls those from Bahrain. The trade of the slaves from Africa, from Zanzibar, hundreds of years back, were aiming partially to the people who will be diving for pearls. Of course, from the mid of 20th century, things have changed. Pearling is not the leading industry in Bahrain no more, or fishing. The first refinery in the Middle Eastern world, Bahrain. The first oil extraction, Bahrain. The first schools, Bahrain. Today is becoming a trading center, a financial center, and things have changed, and it's becoming also the tourism oasis for the people from all over the world. 5,000 years ago, Dilmun civilization was exactly in the center of the trade between the Mesopotamia, the most advanced civilization of the time, and Indus Valley. Of course, to the east, the most developed one. Did you know that even though it was much closer to Mesopotamian lands, here in Bahrain, they used the measures and the weights exactly the same like at Indus Valley. It tells us about how universal they were. And later on, at the height, at the peak of the civilization, they even controlled the trade between China and Mediterranean. Tree of Life, Kingdom of Bahrain. Behind me is the Tree of Life. What is the Tree of Life? Why did it get such a name? Look at the area around me. This is a desert. This is a desert sand. This is a desolate area. So if we don't go for the countless oil wells around us and the lights that came later, what we see is just one tree with no companions in greenery, no other trees. How is it possible that such a huge tree grows in the middle of the desert on this beautiful island of Bahrain? During the summers, the temperatures reach 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. No apparent water source, no nutrients, no other trees. But still, this tree has been here for a very long time. According to dendrology and the age of the seeds, this tree was planted back in 1582. So it has 450 years. It's been witnessing everything that's been happening on this island. Now, really, how is it possible that it grows? We need water. That's the source of life. Some people suggest that the tree has found a way to get the humidity from the desert sand. Not probable. I think the secret is in the root system. The roots would go so deep, maybe even 50 meters, in order to find the water. Al-Bahrain, place where two waters, two seas meet. The one, which is of course Persian or Arab Gulf, salty water, and the sweet water below us. This is about the magic of life, how you can survive even in the harshest environment. This is about the life. Your root system, which goes deep underground, symbolizes our physical dimension, our mother planet. And once you grow towards the sky, you want to reach the universe, the spirituality, the universal knowledge. That's the reason why this is a tree of life. The traditions in Christianity very often mention. When Jesus was asked if he represents a tree of life, he said yes. I got born, I live, I die, I got reborn again. In Celtic traditions in Europe, in Buddhism, in African tradition, in Turkish tradition, in the Mayan tradition of Central America. It is about the duality in which we will live. Earth and the sky, good and evil, light and dark. The tree of life has the height of more than 10 meters, and it shows us resilience. We can learn so much from it. Qal'at al-Bahrain, or Bahrain Fort. We are in the beautiful kingdom of Bahrain, beautiful island. This site has been protected since 2005 by UNESCO. When countries nominate the site for UNESCO protection, it means they are very proud of it. And indeed, Bahrainis have every right to be proud of this site. In archaeology, until few decades ago, it could be called tell. But tell is in archaeology a hilly area with several cultural layers. And indeed, here we have many of them. As a matter of fact, at least 5,000 years of continued life. The first phase, and we know a little, almost nothing about it, is the one that I'm interested in. The phase where the supreme deity of Enki ruled the area. Now, Enki was a god, not a demigod, but a god who brought creation, god of water. Water in the desolate, arid, sandy area meant life. So, Enki's face, what should be referred to him, most probably in my view, would be megalithic structures, which I have not found yet in the Kingdom of Bahrain. But I suspect that this strategic point in Hormuz is probably the one where he lived and worked. The next phase, early Dilmun civilization. One of the highest points, peaks of civilization in area. Have in mind that this area was on the trade route going from Sumerians, Mesopotamia, from Ur and Babylon, all the way to Indus Valley, Hattusha, Mohenjo-Daro, the most developed civilizations of the time. And indeed, here we are finding a lot of artifacts telling us about the connection between all the sides of the world. After early Dilmun, we have medium and then late Dilmun. Since the most artifacts were discovered from the period 4,000 years back, it is said that that was the peak of the Dilmun civilization. Finally, thousands of years later, the Alexander the Macedonian king, who conquered first the Greek policies, the Greek city-states, and then he went to the east. Even though he never came to these particular islands, it seems that some of his admirals were here. From that time, it is known as the city of Tylos. So, the fresh wind from European cultures are coming to this area also. And later on, of course, we have Persians for the longest time. And finally, when the middle-aged European countries are coming, with the Portuguese in the beginning, they saw the opportunity to build on the ruins a huge bastion, a fort, a Bahraini fort. This is where I'm standing right now. And several meters, if not dozens of meters, we have history taking us back long, long time ago. Portuguese, Islamic era, wars, violence, not the place to talk about that part now. But behind me is the place, the horizon, where ancient past and the future meets. That's what Bahrain is today. Until a couple of decades, you would say, Bahrain is the island, 46 kilometers by 16 kilometers, with other 32 or 36 islands, 750 square kilometers. Today the picture is different. Another 30 islands, artificially made, have been added. The cities are growing. A few decades ago, 100,000, 200,000 people, 600, then 1.3 million, then 1.5 million, who knows how many millions, and the foreigners are becoming the majority because they need labor. Country is like a younger sister of Dubai. It's becoming not only the place based on oil or before fishing and pearling pearls, the most beautiful, the most famous in the world, or Bahraini gold. But nowadays, international trading, financing, a vibrant city of the great history. I'm in the Kingdom of Bahrain. Behind me, hundreds of mounds. Material used, of course, sand and desert stone, rocks. Are they natural? Of course they are not. We can see the conical, rounded shape. They call them Dilmun burial mounds, assigning them to the great civilization of Dilmun, going 5,000 years back and then almost 4,000 continuing history. In that period of time, many people were buried here. In the National Museum, we could see one of the content in the mound. So, below me, there is a place where body of adult male was buried. Sometimes they have little extensions for kids, even for wives, but mostly for male. Now, few decades before our time, on the satellite photos, we were able to see not hundreds, not thousands, not even tens of thousands. The number was 170,000 Dilmun burial mounds. This is the largest concentration of burial mounds in the world. Of course, this type of the constructions, the tumulus, plural tumuli, is met around the world because when people die, especially those who consider themselves rich in the life, they wanted to leave the mark after they are dead. So he would order that mound be built over his or her grave. The more important person, the bigger the mound. So even in Bahrain, we have the Mounds for ordinary people, middle class people, and we have royal Mounds. The same scenario goes all over the world. However, originally, the tumulus type of the structure was not built to accommodate one dead body. The new science called biogeometry is telling us three most powerful geometrical shapes are four-sided pyramid, the conical shape, and round shape, circular shape. The second one, the conical shape, it seems it would focus underground energy, getting it through the very top. So the most or best known tumulus in Silbury Hill, they never discovered any bodies, any artifacts, but they did discover chambers, resonance chambers, and canals where energy was going through. Was this way to the ancients to have their connection to the energy with the sky? It is possible. Today, majority of Dilmun burial mounds are gone, destroyed forever. The price is paid for the urbanization and the very quick development of this beautiful country. The new villages are getting born almost on daily basis, and they reclaim the land of the ancients, telling it's more important to take care of people who are alive today. However, we who are alive today will be below the ground very soon, in a matter of decades. So we need to show our appreciation, our respect to our ancestors. It's a delicate balance, but it has to be found. The way to do it, to protect the sites as the national heritage. The Royal Mound number 8 in Bahrain. Out of 17 of them that have been searched and investigated, with the preliminary investigation, we know that they do belong to early Dilmun period. So we go back for more than 4,000 years. There's the era when Dilmun civilization was trading as far as north as even Mediterranean Sea, but mostly Mesopotamia, Ur, Babylon, and Indus Valley on the other end. So we had Mohenjo-Daro and some other places. Now, having such a huge structure is a kind of almost surprising for me. Unlike other tens of thousands of Dilmun burial mounds that are rather small in size, this one here is huge. The radius is about 30 meters. The height, 10 meters. Huge structure. Behind me, most probably this is how the opening was looking like. And let's calculate the size of this limestone block. 1.5 meters by 3 meters, that's 4.5 square meters. The thickness about 25 centimeters, that's more than 1.2 cubic meters. So this block alone is more than 3 tons. It qualifies it to be called megalithic block, or in this particular case, megalithic plate. When we see the blocks around that built the structure from ground up obviously this was a huge effort. And even today, what we can see some of the remaining blocks laying around. We can see a lot of reconstruction, which is fine. Obviously, somebody had the sources, effort to build huge structures called today burial mounds, and rightfully being on UNESCO's protection list. We are so proud and humbled to be here in Manama, the Kingdom of Bahrain. Behind us, King Hamad's Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence. And this is the message that we need today the most, the peace. Once we combine it with the children, our future, freedom, harmony, talking through the art, this is the message that should end up on all 6 continents. Maybe in the form of 4-sided pyramids, east, west, north, and south. Peace coming from the east.
We are glad to meet the professional sound here in Bahrain. I think we have a good vision for our children in the future. His purpose and foundation in Bosnia surprised me, really. And I think we should put our thumb marks from Bahrain to Bosnia to around the world. People, children, and all the globals waiting for us to build the beauty in our faces, our heart. This is the time we start seriously to do it in a proper way from the Kingdom of Bahrain.
I'm proud to host you today on the land of the peace, Bahrain, with the King, His Majesty, the King of the Peace. And we hope to start the message of the peace with you on this Abbas from Bahrain.
Amen. This is, we call it the impressionist dot style, with and I feel it, or I develop how henna they do it, okay, with the design, and I do the painting also with that time. This is 77, 78, 77 starting. She get the first prize in the competition of the 7th exhibition. See the material also, because this is we call mixed media with papyrus paper, Egyptian I study there. That's why I'm here. See, you can feel for the papyrus. Yeah, like a drum. See the face. I appreciate the woman. I appreciate the beauty. That's why you can see it at this side. There, see the size of yeah. And if you believe of the peace, you should sit and to approve and to be honest and to continue your life with this feeling. Peace is my target, my vision, my hope, and my work series. Yes. Almost now 41 years to build Bahrain Art Society with Sheikh Rashid. He's the founder also of the art, and he is, we call it the godfather of art in the Bahrain and the area and the ground. Yeah, through that time, now 41 years, now we are try to be through this place to go all around the world. We've been everywhere, Mauritius, France, China, and now in America, the last 2 months exhibition there. That means we hope to see that place is grow up with us, and with this concept, with these beautiful things, we can send it through our painting, through the brush, through our idea. Here we fly with the Bahrain in the beautiful carpet to all around the world.
And you visited the most important country of...
And also we are going to develop all this experience, life, everything to the beautiful country, Bosnia.
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Amani Abudris.
Okay, Amani. What did you organize here?
I'm organizing the farmers market at the Ritz-Carlton.
Imagine farmers market in the middle of the desert in Arab world, but Bahrain is a special oasis of greenery.
It's not only in a desert, it's in a 5-star hotel as a Ritz-Carlton.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ritz-Carlton.
It is one of the biggest hotels here. So we are doing this event with the cooperative of the Ritz-Carlton, Chef Rodemel, to support the farmers market, to support the Bahraini farmers, as well as to support the local products. And we try to organize it during the winter season of Bahrain because it is an outdoor event. So we want people to enjoy the place, as well as the farmers. They see the farmers in a different vision as we get used to it. And we try not only to keep the farmers in the place, we try to bring additional events or side events, such as the things that we are going to see through our trip. These all the Ritz-Carlton buffet. It's BD 6 dinar. The price is low to support. Here we have the traditional bread. Okay, the traditional bread. This project is a Bahraini project. It's called Abadi. Okay, and he's going to bake one for us to try. We can come for him later while they are making it, and you will taste it. This is gone regardless. Okay, we are continuing with.
Is this you?
Yes, this is him.
Very good. Abadi.
Yes. Abadi. This is from the Ritz as well. This is one of the farmers, but he is a florist. This is the Bahraini, you can smell. This is the Bahraini rose, you can smell it. It's
Wonderful.
different from the roses that
It
the
is.
Holland, yeah.
It's nice and sweet.
So we are supporting him as a florist. Okay. We have the honey man. We have the honey man.
This is a friend of mine.
Yeah,
How are you?
Okay. So, did you taste the
Yes,
Bahraini honey?
two different kinds.
Oh, okay. These are the pollen, as you saw it. Okay.
Good man. We have Saudi dates here.
Yes.
Another friend of mine.
Yes, Abu Khalifa.
Yes.
Okay. The thing that it's not just Saudi dates. He has created. He imported from Saudi. He tried to do it this week. Did you taste this?
Mixing? No.
No, you have to taste it. Okay. This is the modification from their side, as well as they have the dates ice cream. The dates ice cream. Yeah.
Very
The
good.
creativity that he is having it's not just importing the thing, but modifying it. They have the dates, Bahraini dates ice cream. We have the latte موجود. The latte is not available in Bahrain. But I like their work because the way the packing and how they organize things.
Wonderful.
Here, this is Aziz spices. Have you tasted the spices?
No.
You don't like the spices?
Well, it's okay. We need spices in the food. We need to spice our life a little bit up.
Okay, so she's Bahraini lady. She buys the vegetables, the chilies, the eggplant, the carrots from the farmers, and she works it. So there is a bridge between her and the farmer. هذا واجد spicy?
تبي وايد
لا medium. Okay.
لا هذه اللذاذة وايد
Oh, very interesting.
You like it? This is also different kind of chilies. She bought this.
نايس
Very nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much.
شوية وياك شوية ياسر. Okay. This is also one of the handicrafts in Bahrain. How they make the boxes. People before they used to use these boxes. Okay. The big boxes, the small boxes to put their clothes, their jewelry, because before we don't have cupboards, we don't have anything. Okay. So this is the creative Adil. He's doing it.
He's doing it here, not made in China.
No, it's made here, locally made.
I'm live working here.
Very good. Thank you.
This one is Abu Hilal. This is his son Muhammad. They are doing it by themselves and they are selling it.
What 7 we start?
They are doing it.
Halal? Very good.
Thank you very much for working out.
Very good work. Thank you.
We are happy when you are
Your son?
yes, my son.
2 generations.
Last son. Yes,
Last son.
last son.
How many?
6.
6. Youngest. Youngest.
Yes, he's the smaller.
Good.
This is a hotel which is called the Ritz-Carlton Bahrain, and this area actually it was completely in the middle of the sea. So the designer decided, or the owner decided, to have this piece of land in the sea and convert it to, like you see now, heaven. It's a beautiful thing, and it has a landscape which is very unusual. They built also another island in the other side where you can go walk around 1.5 kilometers to reach there. And there are more interesting thing in this project, which is behind these trees. Instead of having a water reservoir like in tanks, now the water reservoir is in a lake, and they bring this water to a different level of life, because they brought some birds, which is flamingo. If you come here, you will see the flamingo to give a life to the place. And you have the beautiful fish. It's amazing. The place is beautiful. And the flamingo on the other side. Always 6 numbers, always. And I was asking someone, why 6 and why they don't be more or less? He said if someone die, they replace it, but they would never be able to fly, because they unfortunately they take their feather away, so they stay in the same place.
All around Bahrain, if last visit you came and you saw the sea, it might be reclaimed next year. But here they are not allowed, and this is by UNESCO, because the fort is being registered as the ancient harbor to civilization, and this is the harbor. So they are not allowed by UNESCO to do reclamation, which is good, and this is to the benefit of nature, so they don't reclaim the land. So here is the entrance. You can see here through this video. This video represents almost 4,000 to 4,500 years of development in a 3D model. This model was developed in 2007. Very primitive, kept here. So it tells you very simply, شوف عباس هذا بال 3D. It shows you the years of the fort. Because this fort, there was a fort, another fort on it. It tells you how it worked. So in the ancient civilization, this is the oldest site in Bahrain, known in Bahrain, that links us to the Ashurian as a harbor. And you will see the artifacts from the lower era. So when we go down, our journey starts from there. So that is the almost 4,000 years ago, which is, you are talking about 2,500 years. See, I'm not very accurate I'm giving you the idea, yes, because the archaeologists, they want things to be accurate on the date. So I'm giving you the date, but it is almost, the error maybe will be 100 years. We go down, it starts, then we will go to 11 and 11 and 11 until we reach the Islamic period, which is the top of this, the peak of this fort. And the fort was used until 50 years ago by the villager. There are still some people still alive. For example, in Karana, during the attack of we call them a family, Dawasir, they were gathering in the fort and they were closing the door. After the Maghrib prayer, they closed the door, because if you are a man, you will be a slave, or if you are a woman, you will be raped. So they come in the fort and they close. They don't stay in their houses. and we did some interviews with living people who evidence this.
Please introduce yourself.
دكتورة زينب سوار.
Now we are discussing Enki and Dilmun civilization. Who was Enki? Was he a human? Was he a half god? Was he a god?
No, he's
Is
a
it just
god.
a legend? Is he real?
It's really it's the legend, but the Enki it's a god for water, and then Khersek the god of the earth, and there is married in this land, and the Enki make everything very good in this land, and Enki make good humans and good everything. It will be fine here in this land. Not lion eats any god, not the world not got any god, and that's the woman not become old and the man not become old, and everything here set for peace in this land. It's a Dilmun. Dilmun is it's clear. Dilmun it's a special earth on this area.
When Enki came here, is it possible that in the beginning the civilization was more advanced than later?
Yes, sure. That the first legend talk about Dilmun, it's Enki, and after come Gilgamesh. I think that's it. And Gilgamesh half god and half human, but Enki it's really god for the water, I think.
Any structures, any buildings remain from Enki's time?
Here exactly no have, but I see it on Dilmun seals. Dilmun seals, it's talking about this legend. How I see it? I see it by when I see that Nan Khersek, she's a woman by two wings. It's actually same the woman with two wings in Semir's. This is what writing in this Semir's writing. That's why I matching with it, and I told this Enki was sitting like this in Dilmun seas, and this one is Nan Khersek. That's why.
Thank you very much.
Because I'm artist. That's why when I start everything, when I drawing, I think what I draw. That's why I think it about that's the Dilmun who's make that one. Because I think the Dilmun and Semir's it's one culture and one thinking. That's why make it like that.
And then when I thought that my search for Enki's house will be futile, with no concrete results, I came to this place, the village of Barbar and the Barbar temple. Why am I searching for Enki and his home in Bahrain? Enki is one of the three supreme deities mentioned in Sumerian texts. Now, his father was a god, and he himself was also a god of creation, a god of water, a god of creativity. Being a god of water, it would be very logical that most of his time he spent near the water. But also, being a god, the constructions that would follow the gods had to be different, monumental, megalithic. And indeed, throughout the world, we see megalithic structures, whether they are in Mexico, Guatemala, Peru, Bolivia, Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, or other places. Megalithic blocks, megalithos, big blocks, big stone block, over 1 ton. But the size is only the first thing. The second thing is how those blocks were cut and shaped. In most cases, in order to be complex and ready for the earthquakes, they were polygonal blocks. Polygonal meaning more than 4 sides, more than 4 corners. And the next element, all the blocks were different in size. Take for example Egyptian pyramids. You don't find 2 blocks of the same size. Why? Again, against the earthquakes. So, the only place in today's kingdom of Bahrain that has been excavated and discovered with those features that I just mentioned is right here, the village of Barbar. And as it usually goes, people who discovered such places are from Western Europe. In this particular case, 1950s, Danish archaeologists. 20 years later, when they realized the potential, the French archaeologists, and then British archaeologists, who made sure that they're gonna give the version of the history the way they wanted, and that it's going to fit their view of our past. So, what they do, they assign this structure to the early Dilmun. Of course, Dilmun civilization goes back for 5,000 years, which is extraordinary fact. However, Enki's time was before what is called early Dilmun civilization. How many years before? Hard to say. And now, besides the construction, we are coming to the second element, water. When first discovered, it was said 70 years back that there was 1 meter of water. So it was some type of the water well. So we do have a water. Of course, al-Bahrain means the land of 2 seas. One with the salty water in what's today Arab Gulf, or better known in the world Persian Gulf. And the second one, sweet water. Even in the sea, we can see the springs coming to the surface with the sweet water. How's that possible? One fact that nobody mentioned is as follows. Before the end of the last ice age, more than 12,000 years back, the water level was much, much lower. Why? Because the iceberg would be holding majority of the world's water. The end of the last ice age, huge quantities of water would melt, going to the world's seas and oceans. Pacific level went up for 80 meters, Atlantic 120 meters. Before the end of the last ice age, there were no Arab Gulf, no Persian Gulf, no water here, no Persian Sea that we have today. So, this was territory completely dry of water. But we did have water springs, sweet water coming to the surface, many of them, enabling the area to be green. So the stories about the field of palms, about the water flows running everywhere, and of course about the beasts who would not eat other animals, the land with no pain, the land of immortality, the land of Enki who would rule thousands of years, might be true, but before the end of the last ice age. So, let's observe how this was constructed. Let's start with the corner. For example, here we have one block. People don't care much about this block, but I do. Let's see how many sides and how many corners. This is one side. First corner, corner number 2, corner number 3, corner number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. This is polygonal block. This is not a construction that's been commonly used in Bahrain, in Saudi Arabia, but this was a way of construction way before the known civilizations, when more superior civilizations existed, from Peru and Bolivia and Central America all the way to India and China, South Africa, Bosnia, Croatia, Serbia, Macedonia, other countries. Polygonal block. Look at this one right here. This block goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, 8. But this block filled the corner, so it is L-shaped. Why would somebody do that? What was the secret they had? Today, when we build the factories with the blocks, they make us millions of same-size blocks. We buy them and we build our homes or palaces. But look at here. It curves. This is the technique which is not common to this place, but it is common globally for different megalithic civilization where intelligent beings were living for a very long time. So, another example here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another important thing, in order to produce the effect that will protect the structure against the earthquake, they were going with a series of bigger blocks, every one different size, and then they would place in between the smaller block. In the case of the earthquake, the structure would not collapse, it would not fall, it would move and it would lock itself much better. Let's try to find some of those smaller blocks. You see here, a little block is missing. This is one example. Let's look some more. You see here, perfect example. Looks like completely unnecessary, but it was necessary. There is a block here, going a little bit higher, there is another one here, going below, there is one here, and one there, and then one little piece here. If you look closer, we'll probably be able to find some more. Here, on this other wall. Blocks, one row, a little bit above, different size, and then the one in the middle. This is the way of constructing that I've been meeting in Easter Island, in Peru, in Mexico, in Egypt, at the Giza Plateau. They call them temples, 2 temples. They were not temples, they were special constructions, meant to last forever. So, We can see blocks of different sizes. Another one, perfect example. Look at here. 1, 2 sides, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So, was Enki living here? When we take the most important document from Sumeria, it is called Sumerian King List. On one huge block in the stone, we have carved the names of the rulers with the dates when they ruled. They have 3 phases. The first phase, gods, with a small g. The second phase, lesser gods. And the third phase, children of gods. Children of gods were the rulers, the kings, as we showed them, from 5, 6, 7,000 years back. Lesser gods would rule Sumeria for 1,000 years each, from 20, 30, 34,000 years back. And gods, the first one, came from the kingdom of heaven, descending to kingdom of earth, 233,000 years back. The first one, Al-Ajar, ruled Sumeria 28,800 years. Alulim, 36,000 years. Imagine you were a human at that time. You are looking at the ruler, at the king, as we call it. During your life, he's there. You die, your son is looking at the same ruler. Your grandson, watching the same guy. Your great-grandson, for thousands of years, the same guy. Of course, in the eyes of the public, they were immortal. Why did they call Bahrain the land of immortality? Because Enki was immortal to them. The water gives the life, the monumental structures, gives the feature to the rulers. They rule almost forever, and they help people to build a social organization. Greenery around us, the Garden of Eden, finally found in the land of Bahrain, in today's kingdom of Bahrain. This is the site people from here should be most proud of it. It should go on stamps, on postcards, in the passports, in all media. Enki finally discovered.